Hi students, this is Shekhar sir. Today I will explain about relationship between current and drift speed. Here I taken a conductor of length L. So I connect this conductor to a external battery. When I connect a conductor to a external battery, then current is flowing in this direction. So I is the current which is flowing in this direction, higher potential to lower potential. So when we apply a external electric field in this direction, the electrons are moving drifted opposite to the direction of the electric current. So current e direction వస్తుంది. Due to the applied electric field, electrons are moving in this direction. So electrons are drifted in this direction. Electrons are drifted in this direction. So electrons are drifted in this direction. Current is flowing in this direction. This is a volume of the conductor. Here it is a volume of the conductor. For example, here L is the length of the conductor. L is the length of the conductor. A is the area of the conductor. What is the volume of this cross sectional area of the conductor? So here volume of the cross section of the conductor, volume V equal to given by V equal to area into length. Value of this cross section of the conductor is V equal to A into length. Area into length. Next thing is N is the free valency electrons. N is the free valency electrons. N is the free valency electrons. So the electrons are moving in this direction. N is the free valency electrons. The electrons are moving in this direction. So capital N is the total number of free electrons per unit value. Total number of N is the total number of free electrons per unit value. Per unit value. N is the free valency electrons per unit value. Capital N is the total number of free electrons per unit value. Per unit value. Per unit value. So here capital N is the capital N equal to small n into A into L. Okay, now capital N is the total number of free electrons per unit value. Capital N equal to small n into A into L. Next, E is the charge of electron. E is the charge of electron. We can take it as a letter. E is the charge of electron. Q is the total charge. Q is the total charge of electrons. Q is the total charge of electrons. Q is the total charge of electrons. We know that current formula here, Q is the total charge of electron. Here Q equal to N into, okay, now Q equal to capital N into charge of electron. Total E is the charge of electron. Total charge is the total electrons into total number of electrons into charge of electron. Total charge is the total number of electrons into total charge. Total number of electrons into charge of electron. So here we know that Q equal to N into AL into E. N into AL into E. That is the total charge equal to N into AL into charge of electron. So we know that the time taken to, for example, electron is in this position, the time taken by electron to move to the length of the conductor from one end to the another end is called as the time taken. The time taken for a electron to cross length of the conductor, we know that time taken t equal to distance by speed. So here distance is the length of the conductor. L is the distance of the length of the conductor by time taken equal to total distance by speed. Here speed is a Vd is a speed. Vd is a speed. Here Q is a N into AL into E. So time taken means for electron to cross the length of the conductor. the time taken for a electron to cross the one end of the length of the conductor to the another length of the conductor is called as the time taken. ఓకేనా, ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఒక ఎండ్ నుంచి ఇంకో ఎండ్ కు మూవ్ అవ్వడానికి టైం బట్టే టైం నే మనం ఏమంటారు టైం పీరియడ్ ఈక్వల్ టు డిస్టెన్స్ బై స్పీడ్. హియర్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఇస్ ద లెంత్ ఆఫ్ ద కండక్టర్ ఇస్ ద డిస్టెన్స్, స్పీడ్ ఇస్ ద VD. సో when we put in the current formula, current I equal to formula Q by T, charge by time. So here charge equal to N into AL into charge of electron. Here time taken equal to L by VD. Here L get cancelled. L get cancelled. Here current I equal to N into A into E into VD. This is the relationship between current and drift speed. So from this equation we can write drift speed VD equal to I by N into A into E. Drift speed V equal to I by N into A into E. This is the relationship between current and drift speed. So again I will explain. This is very very important. I taken a length of the conductor is a L. So I connect this length of the conductor to a external battery here. So when I connect conductor to a external battery, the current is flowing higher potential to lower potential. So the current is flowing in a circle in this direction. The current is flowing. So electric field is applied this direction. E direction electric field applied. So when the electric field is set up in the circuit, the electrons are moving in the opposite to the direction of the current. Current ko opposite direction lo electrons అనేవి ఈ డైరెక్షన్ లో మూవ్ అవుతున్నాయి అన్నమాట. ఈ డైరెక్షన్ లో మూవ్ అవుతున్నాయి. Here this is the value, this is the cross sectional area I taken. So L is the length of the conductor. Next A is the area of the conductor. Volume equal to volume of the conductor, cross section of this conductor equal to area into length. So area into length. So volume of the cross sectional area of this conductor equal to area into length. Next N is the free valency electrons. Free valency electrons these are moving from opposite to the direction of the current. Next N is the total number of free electrons. Only N means free electrons. Capital N is the total number of free electrons per unit volume. So total number of electrons per unit volume, capital N equal to small n into AL into L. Next E is the charge of electron here. Next capital Q is the total charge of electron. Capital Q is the total charge of electron per unit volume. So capital Q equal to N into E. Capital N into E. So capital Q equal to N into AL into E. So that is the total charge of electron. Next thing is the time taken. So the time taken for a electron to move from one end of the conductor to the another end of the conductor. ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఈ ప్లేస్ నుంచి ఒక ఎండ్ నుంచి ఇంకో ఎండ్ కు రావడానికి బట్టే టైం ఏమంటారు అంటే టైం టేకెన్ ఈక్వల్ టు డిస్టెన్స్ బై స్పీడ్. Here distance is the length of the conductor is the L is the distance, speed is the VD. So here T equal to length by VD. So when we put in the formula current equal to formula, we know that charge by time. So charge equal to total charge equal to N into AL into E by T means L by VD. Here L get cancelled. I equal to current in terms of drift speed. I equal to N into A into E into VD. So here N is the charge, N is the number of electrons, number of free electrons. A is the area of the conductor. E is the charge of electron. Next VD is the drift speed of electron. Next from this equation drift speed VD equal to I by NAE. Drift speed VD equal to I by NAE. So from this equation we can write directly here I1 by I2 equal to directly we can write I1 by I2 equal to relation A1 by A2 which is equal to R1 square by R2 square which is equal to R1 square by R2 square. Next relation here we can write drift speed I1 by I2 equal to VD1 by VD2. VD1 by VD2. Next thing is a relationship between drift speed of VD1 by VD2 equal to A2 by A1. A2 by A1, which is equal to R2 square by, which is equal to R2 square by R1 square. This is a relationship we are getting from this equation. So relationship between current and drift speed is the I equal to N into A into E into Vd. So here N is the free valency electrons. A is the area of the conductor. Next E is the charge of electron. Vd is the drift speed of electron. So the relationship between current and area is the I1 by I2 equal to A1 by A2, which is equal to R1 square by R2 square. Next I1 by I2 equal to VD1 by VD2. Next VD1 by VD2 equal to A2 by A1. Here which is equal to R2 square by R1 square. So here I will give one small question. You have to solve it and put in the comment box. So here one question is for you. One problem, find the current when number of electrons equal to 2.25 into 10 power 28 is the charge of electron 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Next A is a 2 micrometers, area is a 2 micrometers, drift speed equal to 2.25 into 10 power minus 4 meter per second. Find the current. This is the equation. This is the problem. You have to solve it and write the answer in the comment box. Thank you. Please watch again. Pause the video. Write the derivation. Okay, now write the solution to the given problem. Okay, now share to your friends. Subscribe it. Comment your opinion. Thank you.